We've been talking about it for days now. Not a full-on typhoon, but that interaction with our shear line combined with the easterlies has been setting up this heavy rainfall across southeastern Luzon over towards eastern areas of Visayas. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. Let's continue to break down this setup we've been talking about for almost a week now. That is this cold surge that is pushing in cool air towards the south. The interaction with that and the easterlies, though, is creating almost a bit of an area of low pressure over the Bicol region, bringing heavy rainfall. And even taking this one step further, you can extend almost this shear line all the way down towards Malaysia, where we also have been seeing some significant flooding there too. So closer look at satellite imagery. Yeah, heavy rainfall warnings are in place across the Bicol region. Cat and Duanas, some people have been writing me out of there saying, you know, it has been ongoing for some time now. In fact, here's a look at some photos out of the Bicol region. This was sent to our Western Pacific Weather Facebook page, just giving you an idea of what we're talking about here with this heavy rain. I mean, that's up to knee-high level precipitation. That's definitely enough to, I mean, it's not the same as we've seen with Christine, but still problematic to say the least, I'm sure, for everybody out here who's still even cleaning up after this, you know, record breaking of a typhoon season. You don't need any more big impacts like this. So where is this all going to be going? That's the big question. Well, you know what? All of this is slowly lifting towards the north. That means Manila, you're getting in on here on Sunday over towards Monday. You're going to see an increase in precipitation. So don't say we didn't tell you. Eventually across the NCR, this is eventually going to lift even further towards the north as our area of low pressure pulls in across Palawan, dragging in that shear line with it. So through Monday and the Tuesday, a good portion of Aurora, Cagayan, basically region 2 for that matter, is going to increase in rainfall. Region 1 should stay dry, but just this overall front kind of lifting off towards the north here with those gusty conditions continuing to wrap around off there towards the north as well. So some breezy conditions there for the Batanes Islands, northern areas of Luzon, and into Taiwan. You can see where the heavy setup precip sets up. Exactly what I was talking about here, that shear line interaction right in there. And then you see how that kind of lifts off towards north. And a few of you have been sending photos too out of Siargao. You know, you're on the southern edge of this shear line, and it's absolutely beautiful. Very tropical blue skies, looking gorgeous out there. So our outlook for Monday, I think the map is overdoing the rainfall a little bit here on Monday. More so like what you see here with Cebu and Tacloban. Yeah, there's that isolated chance of precip, but it's not going to be anything too terribly heavy. We'll look over towards Palawan, kind of seeing this area of low pressure work its way off towards the western by Monday. So Coron, you're going to be looking at some rainfall. And then kicking back towards north, places like Manila, definitely raining here on our Monday, as you kind of have that interaction and that just persistent, almost training effect of moisture as they kick on shore. So I wouldn't be surprised if even the NCR, albeit it's not going to be typhoon level flooding, I wouldn't be surprised just due to this interaction if the NCR does see a little bit of flooding out here, some river level rises, not because of, you know, typhoon winds, like I said, but just this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch over and over again, this training effect. Meanwhile, speaking of that, you know, this flow extends all the way down here towards the south, and just south of Vietnam, we almost got another area of low pressure trying to spin up here. Not a tropical storm, but, you know, both of these increasing rainfall for Vietnam, and yes, over towards Malaysia as well. We have been seeing that heavy precipitation. You kind of see the broader picture here, what I'm talking about, as this extends down all the way over towards Vietnam and into Malaysia. And it's that interaction once again with that northeast monsoon and the easterlies with the ITCZ just trying to pump in from the east there. This also creating some fairly large waves too. So if you're a surfer, you'd be happy. If you're a sailor, it's you know, not storm waves, but a lot of long period swells out here. Just no bueno on the stomach, and I can say that from experience from being out there in those type of seas in the Navy. All right, so let's talk about the extended forecast. A lot of you are asking, you know, what's going on here. So there is still some guidance as we go ahead. Look at this. This is by the 12th. GFS trying to pull for something into Mindanao and southern Visayas. At this point, I mean, I of course, I think we should watch this area out here. And anytime this time of year, when we have the easterly setup, so you almost get a wall rated here. So any storm that wants to develop is going to have to be south of Guam. One of these ITCZ waves. With that said, the GFS is really almost on its own there in the operational model. We can actually go all the way out to the 11th to the 12th with the ensemble. It does have some circles right in here. You can kind of see 3 or 4 of them, but it's not the full-on screaming, oh my, type of setup that we get when we expect a typhoon. So I think definitely worth watching. I mean, the Climate Prediction Center is still saying, hey, 20% chance. I think it's even closer to 10%. But the point is, as Lloyd says from Dumb and Dumber, you're telling me there's a chance. And yes, we're telling you there's a chance, but I think for the time being, our main and chief concern continues to be the shear line set up in this persistent heavy rainfall, which on many occasions can catch people more off guard than a full-on super typhoon and can cause bigger issues. Just because of the heavy rain that doesn't get kind of the hype. People don't really evacuate for that. I get it rains all the time. But it's these certain locales. Not everybody. West coast of the Philippines staying mostly dry, but it's those locales in the Bicol region, into Samar where it's starting to taper off, and maybe even to Manila, where we could be looking at some pretty decent flooding here. So, as always, I'm going to try my best to keep you guys posted on this developing setup across the Western Pacific. With all this rain and the shear line, and it's just a big old fat mess. But my job and my goal here is to make sure as many people stay safe as possible. So a big shout out to everybody who hits that like and subscribe button, keeping this channel going, as well as our Patreon members, and also donate on our PayPal too. These are all just ways that help keep me going with these graphics and just this overall stuff, because I wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for the support of all of you. So thank you. Anyways, I'll stop rambling, let you get back to your day, but I hope everybody's staying dry and staying safe out there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.